Silas craved time. Not the mundane tick-tock of clocks, but the vast, unyielding expanse of it. He saw himself as an alchemist, not of metals, but of the very essence of existence. His laboratory, a testament to this obsession, overflowed with beakers, tubes, and the faint scent of formaldehyde. He believed immortality was within reach. It was a formula hidden within the intricate dance of cells and DNA. Silas had scoured ancient texts, deciphered cryptic symbols, and conducted countless experiments. All pointed him to a singular, elusive truth. Immortality existed. It wasn't a myth or a legend. It thrummed within the veins of a select few. Finding one of these individuals became his singular obsession. He would unlock their secrets, unravel the threads of their being, and weave for himself an ageless tapestry. Her name was Ilara. Legends whispered of her timeless beauty, her eternal youth. Silas, after years of searching, found her. He lured her to his secluded mansion, a place of shadows and secrets. Ilara, sensing no malice, walked willingly into his web. She had seen empires rise and fall, witnessed the birth of stars and the death of suns. A mortal man with his fleeting ambitions held no fear for her. He imprisoned her within a cage of his own design, crafted from iron and infused with ancient runes. Her immortality, he believed, was a chemical equation waiting to be solved. He drew her blood, each crimson drop a vial of untold potential. His instruments hummed, analyzing, dissecting, searching for the key to eternal life. Ilara watched him, her gaze filled with an ancient, knowing sorrow. He was a child playing with fire, oblivious to the inferno that awaited. The effects were immediate. Silas felt a tingling sensation coursing through his veins, a warmth spreading from his core. He rushed to the mirror, expecting to see a younger, more vibrant reflection staring back. Instead, he watched in horror as his face smoothed, wrinkles vanishing like whispers on the wind. His hair darkened, regaining its youthful luster. He was reversing, but not as he intended. The transformation was relentless. He shrank, his clothes hanging loose on his now adolescent frame. His voice, once deep and commanding, cracked and rose in pitch. Panic seized him. He had miscalculated. The elixir, designed to heal and rejuvenate, was pulling him backward through time. He was a prisoner in his own body, his mind trapped within the rapidly de-aging shell. He was an infant now, swaddled in blankets, his own cries echoing in his ears. He could do nothing but stare up at the vaulted ceilings of his laboratory, his thoughts a whirlwind of terror and regret. Ilara, freed from her cage, watched him with a mixture of pity and cold satisfaction. She lifted him, cradling him in her arms. Her touch, once a source of fascination, now filled him with a primal fear. "You sought to steal that which was never yours," she whispered, her voice a melodic murmur. "You craved time, Silas, but you forgot its most fundamental truth. It flows in one direction." She explained his fate, a cruel twist of irony. He had his wish, but it was a perversion of his desire. His aging had been slowed to a glacial crawl. He would live for centuries, but each year would stretch into an eternity. Decades crawled by. Silas, trapped in his child's body, watched the seasons change outside the windows of his mansion. He learned to crawl, to walk, to speak again. Each milestone a painful reminder of his condition. Ilara, his captor-turned-caretaker, never left his side. She taught him, nurtured him, and bore the brunt of his frustration and despair. He aged, but at a pace imperceptible to humans. A year felt like a lifetime. He watched generations come and go, their lives flickering past like fireflies in the night. He read countless books, mastered languages, and immersed himself in the arts and sciences. Knowledge became his solace, his only defense against the crushing weight of his elongated existence. Silas, now appearing as a young man, stood at the foot of Ilara's deathbed. Centuries had passed since that fateful night in his laboratory. He had lived 1,000 lifetimes, experienced joys and sorrows that would crush an ordinary man. Yet he would trade it all for a single day of normal life, for the sweet release of death's embrace. Ilara, her once youthful face now etched with the passage of eons, smiled weakly at him. "You learned your lesson, Silas," she whispered, her voice frail. "You understand now the true value of time." He wept, not for her passing, but for the cruel irony of it all. She, the immortal, had chosen her end. He, the prisoner of time, was condemned to live. He was left to face the slow, unending march of centuries, forever young, forever cursed. He had wished for time. Now time was all he had, and it stretched before him, an endless, empty road.